Under Article 3 of the United States Constitution, the United States Supreme Court has appellate jurisdiction to review lower courts' judgments in cases and controversies. In the 1933 case of Nashville, Chattanooga, and St. Louis Railway Company versus Wallace, the court considered whether a declaratory judgment action presented a case or controversy that the court could review. A Tennessee statute imposed a 2-cent per gallon tax on all gasoline stored in the state. The state used the tax money to build and maintain the state's highways. The Nashville, Chattanooga, and St. Louis Railway Company, an interstate rail carrier, stored large quantities of gasoline in Tennessee. The railroad used the gasoline to power the trains that it operated in the southeastern United States. The railroad brought a declaratory judgment action in Tennessee State Chancery Court against Tennessee's Attorney General, the state officials responsible for collecting the gasoline tax, and Roy Wallace, the comptroller of the Tennessee State Treasury. The railroad sought a declaration that the tax statute was unconstitutional as applied to the railroad under the Commerce Clause and the 14th Amendment to the United States Constitution. The railroad brought its action pursuant to Tennessee's Declaratory Judgments Act, which allowed a party whose rights, status, or legal relationships were affected by a statute to ask a court to declare the party's rights under the statute and to decide questions about the statute's construction and validity. The Tennessee Supreme Court had repeatedly held that plaintiffs could bring an action under the declaratory judgment statute only if the plaintiff's rights were being challenged by an adverse party, and the action presented an actual controversy that could be finally adjudicated by rendering the declaration or judgment. The court had also held that courts couldn't issue judgments or decrees unless all of the parties who could be adversely affected by the judgment were parties to the action. The trial court upheld the tax and entered a judgment dismissing the railroad's action. The Tennessee Supreme Court affirmed the judgment, and the railroad appealed to the United States Supreme Court.